just happened for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Modify Your Life podcast, where I am your host, Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy to Modified. And here on Modify Your Life podcast, we are now introducing a new segment, something that I've been doing already, but we just have a cool ass name. It's called Heavy Talks. All right, and Heavy Talks is going to be when I just get here and rip on the mic because there's a certain situation that I remember or something I feel like could bring great value to you and to you listening right now. I want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone that's been supporting us since day one of doing this podcast. Every single week, we are going up in followers. We are going up in views, and more people are sharing it. So it really means a lot. We love doing this stuff, myself and the whole Heavy to Modify team. And we're happy that we could bring value to a lot of you. And even though we don't see as much comments we like yet, we do see a lot of DMs amongst myself and Modified Frankie. And we know that the stuff that we talk about is not always the easiest to just leave a comment. It's not like one of these like podcasts where like we constantly have jokes and stuff like that. They're pretty serious conversations. So even though we don't see the comments, we do appreciate the DMs. Please keep them coming. And also to any other topics or ideas or something you would love myself or Modified Frankie to both together to go over, feel free to drop them in the comments on whatever platform you're listening to it. But today, let's get into it. And we're getting into Heavy Talks, right? And what I felt obligated to talk about today is stop being mad at the results you've earned. And it kind of takes me back to when I was, in my early 20s, and I would always start something and not finish it, right? And I would always start doing something. Let's just say that me and my buddy, we both started playing baseball together, right? And we would practice, and it was fun at that time. This is something that is fun, right? But then we start getting competitive. And then when you start getting competitive in something, you want to be the best at something. So therefore, you have to outwork the person you're being competitive with, whether it be yourself or a friend. 9 times out of 10, it's always going to be a friend, right? For those people that are competitive like myself, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you get competitive, I'm competitive in everything, right? Something I feel a lot of us lack too. We feel like we all need to be a little bit more competitive, not with other people. We need to be competitive with our damn self, right? But that's a whole nother story, right? And so when we get to a point in this competitiveness of us, playing this baseball, right? Just using this as a story right now. Someone would get better, right? And it was never me. It was always someone else that got better, whether it be video games, whether it be in business, whether it be in baseball, whether it be in football, whether it be in Call of Duty, like everything, right? And I would get so pissed off and I would get so mad. And it would really bother me, and then to the point where I would fall this victim mentality of like, I'm just not meant to do this. I don't have the genetics he has, or I don't have the back money backing he has, or I'm not getting booked with videos because I'm just, not that I'm not a good videographer, it's just that, that person knows more people or he has more followers on social media. But now that I've grown and I've grown and I've put in work and I've understand and I see what it really takes to be successful, it wasn't that I didn't have the backing that person had. That's irrelevant. It wasn't that I didn't have the right genetics. That was irrelevant. It wasn't that I didn't have the supportive family or friends he had. That's irrelevant. What I didn't have that the other people had was the effort and the grit to keep going when things got difficult. See, when things got hard for me, I started slowing down or I stopped, right? How many of us do that now, right? We start losing a little bit of weight. We do that for a week, maybe do it for 2, and then we stop because it gets hard, or because our friends invite us somewhere for the weekend, or because it starts raining outside, or because the sun didn't come up on the way you wanted to come up that day. And what we do is we get mad at the results that we earned, right? So we do it, we see results, and then we don't keep consistency, and then we get mad when we slow down and our weight starts coming back, or we get mad when our friend becomes better than us at that sport, or we get mad when we both started working the same job together and you progress far further than me because you decided to take, double down on this job, being an entrepreneur, and I decided to just take it easy because I felt, this job's so lax, it's so comfortable, I barely even work it nowadays. But then I get mad at you because you got the raise and I didn't, right? So don't be mad at the work that you didn't put in. Don't be mad at the results you earned, right? And what I mean by this right here and how I want you to start working on this, I want you to start looking at certain things you've done in your life and see, was it that you didn't really have the backing? Was it that you really didn't have the genetics? Did you not really hit that weight loss goal by the wedding or summer or whatever it is? Or is this 2024 not going the way that you wanted to go? Now, is it not doing that because you didn't earn it? I highly doubt the answer is yes. I highly doubt that since January 1st, for those of you out there that have still not reached certain goals or lost X amount of weight that you were looking to lose by this time of the year, I highly doubt that you could say that you've gave it 100% since January 1st. I'm not gonna say 100%. That's not a lie. We don't do 100%, right? I'm gonna say 90% of your blood, sweat, tears, effort into becoming successful or being the version you want to be in 2024. And the people that say, oh, yes, I've been done that and I haven't got it, we know damn well we're lying to ourselves, right? Because at the end of the day, we do not get results because we do not put in the work. There is no such thing as working hard, giving something 90%, say 90% of your time, of your effort, and you do not see winning results. But what it is that you have to look back. Did you do good for a week? Did you do good for a couple days? Or have you been doing good for months? Right? Because the people that do good for a couple days and a couple weeks, that's not going to get us anywhere. Right? We need the power of consistency. But when we start getting a little pushback, when we start having hurdles in our journey, then we start slowing down. Then we start getting comfortable. And the word comfortable to me is just another word for lazy. So don't get mad at the results that you've earned. Once again, stop getting mad at the results that you earn. It is not the diet's fault. It is not your trainer's fault. It is not your mom's fault. It is not your dad's fault. It is no one's fault but your own that you are not in the lifestyle that you want to live right now because of your choice of actions. And we constantly go through this battle every single day of, why am I not like Susan? Why am I not like Steve? Why am I not like X, Y, and Z? Well, if that person's in a position or has a status or has a business or a company that you want to also own or you want to replicate in your own, the reason why we're not in that position that they're in, because you're not willing to put in the work that they're willing to put in. And it's not only with business. This is with your life. This is with your health. This is with your wealth. This is with your mental. This is with your physical. The reason why your walk with yourself and your trust with yourself is not the same as maybe your friend or your cousins is maybe because you don't see the hard work that they're putting in the back end. Because this stuff is not meant to be easy. Having a clear mind is something you work on every single day. And I speak on this after years. I've been doing this for 5 years. And I speak on this and I still work on this. I still have mental battles. Why I still go back on myself thinking that why don't I just take the easy way out? But then I remember everything I do, I always time it by 5. If I take the easy way out right now, in 5 years, where will I be? If I take the easy way out this time, what is going to stop me from doing it next time? Am I going to be happy with those results in 5 years? No, I'm not going to be happy because I personally know that the roller coaster of bad decisions, it crashes. It crashes and it burns. And that crashing and burns, for me, my version of rock bottom, it led into depression. It led into suicidal thoughts. It led into looking at a body that I no longer didn't even recognize. I was unhappy. I was miserable. And life was stressful. And it was all that because of my choices of stopping when things got difficult. It was all of my doing because when things got a little tough, and when I actually had to put in work and double down and take some time and study and learn and put in a little more effort than I had to do the first couple of weeks of whatever I started, I quit. But then I'd always tell my mom or my friends that, oh, I just can't lose weight. I go to the gym all the time and I just don't lose weight. Oh, I eat clean all the time. I just don't lose weight. What I was really saying is that I do good for a couple hours or the couple days of the month and then I quit. So look back at all those times that you've lost weight. Look back of all those times you started a business. Look back at all the times that you've tried to become better at football, basketball, baseball, whatever it is. And were you just not meant for the sport or for business, or did you not give it 100%? Really dissect yourself and think about it. Did you give it your version of 100%? And did you do it for a couple days, for a couple hours, maybe a couple weeks? Because that's not what it takes. Becoming the best or the better version of yourself, it takes continuous work every single day, because you have to understand and think about this. You have a decision to become better every single day, but you also have a decision to stay the same or become worse. So there's actually two decisions that you can make that are opposite from what you want to be. You want to become better every single day, but you have the option every single decision to stay the same, which is in a boat that you don't like right now that you're trying to fix, or you even have the option to become worse, which I personally think taking the decision to stay the same leads into becoming worse because you're not working on bettering yourself. So you're going to continue to have these same bad habits, have the same bad mental thoughts, have the same thought process, give up when things get difficult. What is that going to lead into? That's going to lead into consistency of that lifestyle, and then it's going to get worse, right? I feel like laziness is like a drug, just like winning is like a drug. Like when you want to win again. But unfortunately, when it comes into giving up on ourselves, we're so used to it. I don't know anyone that's ever said, oh, I lost, I want to lose again. But we do that to ourselves in our own life, our decisions. Because think about it, when every single time you set a goal to lose weight, to paint your house, to become a better dad, a better mom, a better daughter, a better sister, a better brother, every single time you say that and you don't do it and you quit on yourself, literally, you repeat and you do it again, that's you telling yourself you like losing. And I personally don't think anyone, when it comes into life, enjoys losing. Now, in life, we do have to learn lessons. So some of the best lessons were taught to me by losing my grandpa, by losing myself, by losing good jobs, losing good friends. And I've learned a lot about myself. And I look back and I'm like, damn, I was the reason why I lost that. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about my grandpa and stuff like that. That was not out of my choice, out of my hands. But when it comes into things that I could control of losing, I lost it because of my poor choices, because I chose to either give up when it was hard, or I chose to take the easy way out and maybe be an asshole in that situation instead of biting my tongue. Whatever it is, I chose, by my decisions, it led into the consequences of what it was. And so now that I'm speaking from this version of myself that is constantly evolving, I still work on myself every single day. But I look back and I was like, how was I upset I caused that? How am I going to be upset? If I put a freaking pie inside the oven, I'm not going to get pissed off when I go and open it and it's not a pizza. It's not how life works, right? What did my grandma used to tell me? She's like, you reap what you sow, right? Is that what it is? You reap what you sow, right? At your bed, you lay in it, right? See, my grandma used to say stuff like that. And I never really thought about it and understood. I just thought she was a crazy lady who I love so much, but it makes sense. Like this stuff goes with the eternity of life, right? You are going to get what you put into life. If you put in half-ass work to your weight loss journey, you're going to get half-ass results. If you put half-ass work into your business, into your relationship, into your friendships, into your relationship with, who you believe in, your family, then you are going to get this half-ass results back. You're not going to be able to put in 10% of effort and get 100% of success. Stop thinking that way. And if you continue to think that way, what that leads into, because just listening to myself talk right now, is that then you look at other people and then you become jealous because you think they got it easy, or you think that they just have a better life than you, or that they must, we're just born with a golden spoon. But we're in our head, we're just such big haters because we're not willing to put in the work, so we can't accept that someone else is out there outworking us. And that's not the life that you want to live. You want to live a life where you look at someone's success and you say, I'm proud of you. Now, how did you do it? And if you could do it, I could definitely do it. Because I'll tell you, the things that I've done in my life, the things that I've experienced, the weight loss I've done, the muscle I've built, the mentality I've built, you are no different than me. I have traumas, you have traumas. Some of you don't have a dad, I don't have a dad. Shit, my dad was murdered months ago. We've all been through something. We all have a story. Every single one of you listening to this podcast right now can write a book would make someone else's life look easy. I promise you. And there's someone that'll make your life look easy. And there's someone that'll make your life look easy. And then you're going to read someone else's book like, well, I can never get through that. My life is easy. We all have a story to tell. We all have traumas. We all been through stuff. We've all been made fun of. We've all been broken up with. Some of us been cheated on. Some, whatever it might be. We all have a story. I am no different than you, other than I'm just the one with the microphone right now. I'm just the one that started before you, right? But when you start putting in a little bit of work and you start understanding that consistency over everything, when you stop getting mad at the results that you've earned and you start accepting the fact that this is your obligation to accomplish these tasks that you've set for yourself, no matter what hurdles in front of you, it's your obligation to get through it. When you start staying consistent for more than a couple days, more than a couple weeks, you start building up those wins. I promise you, you will feel unstoppable. You will have so much self-confidence in yourself that it doesn't matter what people have said about you before. It doesn't matter if you've been broken up. It doesn't matter if your dad never showed up to your soccer game. It doesn't matter if your mom never freaking gave you a hug before. That stuff no longer matters because you don't look to other people. You don't look to other people. You don't look to other things to support you because you now support yourself. You now have faith in yourself. You now believe in yourself. At the end of the day, we have to understand that our lifestyle that we're living, the number that we got, the number that shows on the scale today, the number that's in our bank account today, what we materialistically own, our mental thought process, our walk, our respect for ourselves is all earned. And if any of those things that I just mentioned you do not like, you are not happy with, you know that there's room to change, which there's always room to change, it is your obligation to get out there and fix it. Or you could be like your old self, and quite frankly, like 95% of the world right now, and sit here and come up with every single excuse in the book, every single lie to yourself, play victim, and be pissed at what you are looking at in the mirror or in your bank account or just your life in general and blame everyone else but yourself. Because I will tell you right now, when I was living life wrong, and when I mean wrong, I was talking about bad decisions every day. Whether it be eating, financially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, just bad decisions every day, I was miserable. I was unhappy. I looked in the mirror and did not like who I seen. I made excuses. I lied to myself because I wasn't willing to work on myself. And now, when I look in the mirror, I'm happy with who I see. Yes, I still want to change, but I'm happy with who Anthony Lopez has become. I'm happy with the decisions that I make. I'm happy with my bank account. I'm happy when I get on the scale and see that number. I'm happy with myself because I chose to take my life serious. I chose to point the finger at me. I chose to take full accountability of my actions, and I chose to wash free the things that I can no longer control. I chose to forgive everyone that has wronged me, because at the end of the day, me holding that in my heart is only affecting me. That person's already forgot about it. And I chose to double down on myself and my life. So this is for you. You need to stop getting mad at the results that you've earned.
All this happened for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.